This week on Premier Preps, we head into the Christmas break with 4 big games, including West Campus at Casa Roble and St. Francis and Grant on the hardwood, while we check out Davis and Whitney boys and Folsom and St. Francis girls on the pitch. Plus the comeback story of Folsom star point guard Ava Rawlins. You're watching Premier Preps. Welcome to another episode of Premier Preps. I'm your host, Nick Pecoraro. Jolly old St. Nick this time of year. Thank you, as always, for hanging out on your Sunday night. We've got a jam-packed show this week with 4 games and a great feature story, so let's get this thing started. We start this week with a Monday night matchup between Casa Roble and West Campus boys basketball. Each of these teams has a dynamic duo leading the way. For Casa Roble, it's the senior combo of Benny Ambrose and Moses Ogini. And for West Campus, it's the junior pair of Zach Villanueva and Edmund Mikalski. Both teams looking to contend for their respective league titles this year, but for now, they lock up in Orangevale on Monday night. Casa Roble off to its first 5-1 start in over a decade. West Campus Warriors in town on Monday night looking to punch Casa Roble in the mouth. That was a different pregame high five. First quarter, this is a familiar sight in Ram country. Benny Ambrose lets it fly from 3, but West Campus has a dude named Zach Villanueva who recently eclipsed the 1,000 point mark for his career, a steal and a bucket for the Warriors, but Benny Ambrose returns the favor. He's got the swoop and the scoop. Back and forth we go in the first. Villanueva again with the steal. He comes all the way down and finishes with the nifty footwork for the lay-in. And he could be a playmaker too, working his way out of the corner and finding Kiefer Wilbur to beat the first quarter buzzer. And West Campus leads 16-15 after 1. Second quarter, this dude is off to a hot start for West Campus. Eddie Mikalski, nearly 21 points per game entering Monday. A strong drive to the cup right here. But Casa has a guy who can go hard in the paint too. That's Moses Ogini driving the lane, and the Rams are going to go on a run here. Ace Villegas on the break. He gets the lay-in to drop. And then on the other end, Xavier Thomas gets the steal and then gets it up to Moses Ogini for the easy 2. The Rams take a 4-point lead into the break. Third quarter, Casa trying to tack on. Anthony Maher says, "I'll take that." That was Maher's only bucket of the game on Monday. But Benny Ambrose is starting to find his stroke, and he can get hot in a hurry. But on the next trip down, he's rejected on this sequence by Paul Saran Diao. But no worries, because his teammate Preston Scott says, "Bro, I got you." He cleans up the loose ball and one. The free throw makes it an 11-point Rams lead. Zach Villanueva trying to keep his team close. The drive and dish to Kiefer Wilbur. He led 4 Warriors in double figures on Monday with 15, but Casa leads by 9 entering the fourth, and that is when Moses Ogini takes charge. Check the body control, splitting the double for a reverse finish. Moses is approaching that 1,000 point milestone as well. Keep an eye out for that, and keep an eye out for Casa Roble, who wins 66-59.
I think that we played really good as a team. We were talking on defense. I could tell that we were playing like together, like we were playing like a family. We're a second half team, so when we know that we're going to have to a fight in the first half, but we know the second half we're going to come out and be dogs and show them how we do it out here at Casa Roble Rams.
Time now for our boys basketball big picture top 10 presented by LENIE'S Pictures, your source for custom team and individual banners, festive yard signs, and much, much more. Visit LENIE'Spictures.com to order your memorabilia and book your personalized photo shoots. But for now, let's check out the latest big picture top 10 for boys basketball presented by LENI'S Pictures. You know that feeling when you win it all? When you become a champion. Now you can celebrate like a champion with Premier Championship rings. Bob Sebring has designed custom championship bling for more than 30 years and has been the trusted source for crafting priceless jewelry that tells the story of your team's championship journey. From football in the fall to baseball in the spring and everything in between, Premier Championship Rings has designed rings for dozens of local high school programs and even at the collegiate, pro, and youth levels as well. Whether it's a section, regional, or state title, Premier Championship Rings has you covered. So when your team wins the big game, you know what time it is. That's right, it's time to put a ring on it. Celebrate like a champion with Premier Championship Rings, the choice of champions. We're only a couple weeks into the winter season, but for some teams, league play is already upon us. And that is the case in the Sierra Foothill League. You know, no matter what sport, the SFL just seems to always get stronger. With the section's realignment this year, the SFL welcomes the St. Francis Troubadours, who last year claimed section and NorCal championships on the girls' soccer pitch. The Troubies opened league play with Folsom on Tuesday night. The reigning Sac-Waukeet section and NorCal champion St. Francis Troubadours hosting Folsom to open Sierra Foothill League play on Tuesday night. We get this thing started with a penalty kick, Folsom's Juliana Sardo lining up for the shot against Mia Rabinovitz, and Sardo deposits that check to give the Bulldogs a 1-0 lead just 3 minutes into the game. But St. Francis doesn't take long to respond. Deep in the Bulldogs' kitchen, Maddie Squaglia plays the rebound to perfection. The equalizer makes it 1-1 just about a minute after Folsom's score. Later in the first half, Truby's on the counter. Extella Baxafra in her own territory, but she's got her eyes downfield. And she's got Squaglia, who splits the defenders and just has the goalie to beat. And that's a test that she will ace. The second goal of the night for Squaglia, and the Trubies take a 2-1 lead into the break. Folsom looking to get one back in the second half. Kirsten Dark with a beautiful pass for Kiana Arbus, but Truby goalie Mia Rabinovitz meets her head on and keeps St. Francis with a 1-goal lead. For now, that is, because Folsom would strike back at the 27-minute mark as Kirsten Dark decides she's going to take it herself this time. You don't see it go in, but I promise you it was good. We are all knotted up at 2 apiece. Okay, a key moment here with about 10 minutes to play. Trubies with the throw-in. Folsom goalie Sierra Rule goes up and gets it off the bounce. St. Francis says that Rule landed inside the goal. It's certainly close, but the official says play on. Another close call with under 2 minutes now. Another throw-in for the Trubies. Maddie Squaglia heads it in to put St. Francis in front. Or does she? The officials get together. It's hard to tell here if Squaglia redirected that ball with her head. She sure thought she did. But no goal is the call, and that takes away a potential hat trick for Squaglia. And we end up with a 2-2 final. A good showing from both teams, but they both go home with a tie to start SFL play. Still a lot of season left to play, but it's time now for a quick peek at who we've got in our Premier Preps Top 10 Girls Soccer Rankings after just 2 weeks of the season. Can't get enough high school sports in Sacramento? Well, Premier Preps has got you covered like no one else. You want game highlights? We got you. You want local insight? We got you. You want inspirational feature stories? We've got you. How about exclusive interviews with prominent players and coaches in the area? We got you. Scores, updates, top plays, and much, much more every Sunday at 5 o'clock during the high school season on YouTube. We look back at the week that was and keep you updated on who's got next. So follow along on social media and subscribe on YouTube to Premier Preps with me, Nick Pecoraro, because it's giving Sacramento high school sports the coverage it deserves. Folsom senior point guard Ava Rawlins was establishing a name for herself on the hardwood long before she arrived as a freshman on the Bulldogs varsity team. But injury after injury after injury kept Ava from shining for most of her high school career. Well, she's back for her senior year, and she says she feels better than ever, and that is a welcome sight for the Bulldogs. Ava Rawlins has been on college basketball coaches' radars well before she set foot on campus at Folsom High School.
I have been hooping since I was I was 6 years old, and I started out playing with my twin brother all the way till I was in 6th grade. I played on an all-boys team with him. Yeah. 8th grade, I really started taking it really seriously, and that's when I started I got my first offer in 8th grade.
She does a little bit of everything, so she can set up our execution of our sets, but she can also score and she can defend. So she's an extremely versatile type player. Glad she's got an opportunity this year as a senior to put on a show for us.
Growing up with two brothers, she quickly learned how to hold her own on the basketball court.
It influenced me a lot. I just was always in the gym with both of them, and that's probably, I feel what made me the player I am, just made me tough. They were never going easy on me.
All right, so who's the best hooper in the family?
Man, we all have our days, but I think I got him.
Destined to become a 4-year varsity star at Folsom, Ava has seldom had the chance to show it, as injury after injury after injury have derailed much of her sophomore and junior seasons.
Going into my sophomore year, I tore my PCL, and then I came back. It was my 5th game back, and I ended up tearing my ACL and meniscus off of slipping on a wet floor. And then I came back and I fractured my foot. So just a series of injuries. I couldn't get a break.
The hardest part for Ava was not being able to be on the floor and help her team, especially during deep postseason runs.
Yeah, it took a toll on my mental side for sure, but I was able to kind of switch my focus on what I could control, my attitude and effort during my rehab process, and just celebrating the small victories, which made a big difference.
She was as much part of the team as if she was playing. She's just committed to Bulldogs, which is what, again, from a collegiate standpoint in today's culture, you're getting someone that's committed to your program and not totally all about her.
Most college recruiters might shy away from someone with Ava's injury history, but even as she was sidelined, the interest kept coming.
I think it's not very hard to see the versatility, but if you've already started the recruitment, now you got to know the person. And when you get to know the person, she's quite a wonderful kid. You're not going to have anybody work any harder. I think some of those coaches that stuck around knew the person they were going to get, and they stayed with it.
That was definitely a hard part. There was ups and downs with the recruiting process, but just having some consistent conversations with some coaches really showed me who cared about me as a person, and showed me who would believe in me at my lowest point. So that made my decision for college a lot easier.
And after graduating from Folsom, she'll take her talents to UC Santa Barbara.
I just had a genuine connection with all the coaches there, and it just felt great. With the series of injuries I had, and just how much I really loved playing basketball, when it got taken away from me, I realized how much I really loved it, and I stopped taking it for granted, and I appreciated it a lot more.
But for now, she's focused on going out with a bang with the Bulldogs.
I want to make it through healthy and I want to make it far with this team and like make a good state run and leave like a good legacy here for my senior year and for college. Definitely, I want to try to win Freshman of the Year in the Big West and just make a big impact right away. And I want to go into something with sports medicine just to kind of help people like how I was helped.
From Folsom High School, I'm Nick Pecoraro, and this is Premier Preps. Well, if you haven't been able to tell, we like to have some fun here on Premier Preps, especially during the holiday season. Over the past few years, I like to choose a game that can blend a little bit of the holiday spirit, and this year we've got the St. Francis Trubies visiting the Grant Pacers on the girls' basketball courts. Both teams led by star sophomores averaging double-doubles, Asia Washington for the Pacers and Taylor Lindgren for the Trubies. Here we go, Grant and St. Francis in the style of the night before Christmas. 'Twas the week before Christmas, no sign of a mouse, but Grant and St. Francis were both in the house. Girls hoops, Premier Preps, what a Christmas delight. The Pacers and Trubies throw down Wednesday night. While children were nestled all snug in their beds, Asia Washington had visions of buckets instead. And what to my wondering eyes should appear, Sydney Teo's lay-in gives St. Francis good cheer. Taylor Lindgren, like the down of a thistle, the hoop plus the harm, says the ref with his whistle. Lexi London leads a pass to the hoop with great care, and hoped Sydney Teo soon would be there. And after a short St. Francis run, the Trubies lead 16-14 after one. As I drew my head in and was turning around, down came Narissa Hamilton with a bound. Asia Washington catches fire underneath, and smoke encircled her head like a wreath. And Narissa again flew in like a flash. She had the Pacers up 3 points at the half. Her eyes, how they twinkled, her dimples, how merry. But when she's locked in, man, this girl is scary. Third quarter now, going hard in the paint. Asia Washington had a game-high 28. Grant is up 9, they start finding their groove. It's Hamilton here with a grown woman move. But from three-point land there arose such a clatter. Sydney Teo serves up a swish on a platter. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof, St. Francis erases Grant's lead like a poof. Taylor Lindgren back in on the fun. The Trubies in the third on a 14-0 run. But after the Pacers' lead disappeared, Narissa Hamilton says, "I'll take it from here." She spoke not a word, but went straight to her work and filled up the bucket with a turn and a jerk. A little old driver, so lovely and quick. No one could stop her, that move was just sick. Atop the backboard there hung mistletoe. Lexi London kissed glass to get this one to go. St. Francis fought hard, but that team from the north, Grant took care of business in the fourth. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, Narissa Hamilton makes another shot fall. The Grant Pacers win, and the future looks bright. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
We never give up. We stay the course. We trust the process. We don't chirp at each other. We build. This is a team. These are my sisters, and at the end of the day, we're going to get the job done no matter what and no matter who stands in the way, and that's just how we are. That's how we're built.
This is going to go on my Christmas week episode, so do you have any Christmas messages you want to send out to anything?
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Lady Pacers.
Time now to take a look at our girls basketball big picture top 10 presented by LENIE'S Pictures. When you visit LENIE'Spictures.com, make sure to use the promo code NP7 for $7 photo downloads exclusively through Premier Preps. It's a perfect gift for the holiday season, and it's a deal you won't find anywhere else. You will find the girls big picture top 10 for girls basketball presented by LENIE'S Pictures right here. LENIE'S Pictures is your go-to site for priceless photos and memorabilia. This local family business has captured great action shots for a decade, but there's so much more to offer with a personalized touch for team and individual photos, game day galleries, banners, yard signs, festive mementos for senior nights, team banquets, or even just to cheer your kid on at their games, all 100% custom made by LENIE'S Pictures, any student, any season, any occasion. So make those memories last forever and visit LENI'Spictures.com and use the promo code NP7 for $7 photo downloads exclusively through Premier Preps. That's LENI'Spictures.com, your official photography sponsor for Premier Preps. Pierce Levine and Davis forward Joshua Morris are future collegiate teammates, as both are committed to play at Chico State next year. Whitney has gone 35 straight SFL games without a loss dating back to 2021, while Davis, an SFL newcomer, is off to a 2-0 start and looking to put a halt to that Whitney streak. The Blue Devils and the Wildcats on Thursday night. Davis and Whitney boys soccer both coming in unbeaten on Thursday night. There's the two Chico State commits, Joshua Morris of Davis and Pierce Levine of Whitney, getting ready to throw down head-to-head. Here we go. Davis with an early look. Christian Anderson on the free kick. They try to sneak in the side door, but Pierce Levine is working the door. Not on my watch. Moments later, Whitney's got a corner. Adrian Serrano Martin plays it. Davis keeper Dylan Hodling swats it away. Still not clear from danger, though. The second attempt from the Wildcats is corralled this time by Hodling, and we remain scoreless. Midway through the first, Luca Bainati to play a free kick. It's well placed, but the timing is just slightly off near the goal, and Davis comes away unharmed. Later in the first half, Whitney with a chance. Zach Laduzinski leads Dante Dukes. Davis wants an offsides, but Hodling, the UC Santa Barbara commit, is there for the recovery. About 4 minutes to go in the half, Jax Magnuson is working hard for a try. He's able to draw a foul, and that sets up a penalty kick. Luca Bainati gonna take it for the Wildcats, and he knows exactly what to do with it. Whitney takes a 1-0 lead just before the intermission. To the second half we go. Blue Devils on the hunt. Christian Anderson is on target, but Pierce Levine has it read all the way. He keeps Whitney in front. But Davis has another opportunity with 8 minutes to go. Zachary Schroeder with a free kick. Mario Romero tries to head it in, but it's off mark, and it remains a one-goal game. Whitney with a free kick in stoppage time, and Luca Bainati's going to give it a whirl. He doesn't accept Venmo or PayPal, just straight cash. Bang Bang Bainati provides the dagger with a tremendous goal. Wildcats win 2-0. Whitney hasn't lost a Sierra Foothill League game in the past 36 tries.
This is something that's gone on since before I even played here. To be at a program that has that is very cool, and then obviously a little bit you do not want to lose that streak. You want to play as hard as you can to keep winning those games and just keep adding on to it so we can say we have it after we leave here.
All right, time to take a look at our latest Premier Preps Boys Soccer Top 10 rankings. Infinite Performance Physical Therapy is your source for all kinds of health benefits, including rehab from surgery and injury, sports-specific training, and much more. Dr. Janae Young works with all kinds of local student athletes just like yourself and regular old Joes just like me to keep our fitness goals on track. Make sure you connect with Infinite Performance Physical Therapy and tell them Premier Preps sent you, because they bring us our plays of the week every week here on Premier Preps. And don't forget that you can also send me plays of the week candidates each week on social media. Just tag me with a short clip, let me know what's going on with the play, and we'll see if we can get you on the countdown. Now, without further ado, here are this week's Infinite Performance Plays of the Week. First up, Inderkum Hoops at the Clovis West tourney last weekend, so the lights go out in the gym with 3 minutes to play. They pick up the game the next day, and in the end of those final 3 minutes, Sincere Hudson with the game winner. It took 2 days to complete this game, but in all sincerity, the Tigers finished the week at 6-0. From River Valley High School soccer, Christian Ayala with the beautiful cross spot on to Alex Navarrete for the header. That was the only goal that the Falcons would need. River Valley was unbeaten through its first 7 games. West Campus point guard Zach Villanueva with the steal, and he creates a little flyby and a little bye-bye with the Euro step. Hey, congrats on reaching the 1,000 point mark for your career, by the way, Zach. He's still just a junior. All right, this was from the semifinals of last weekend's Live Oak tournament. Bear River and Sutter all tied up at 55, but Kyle Smith intercepts a pass and lets it fly from half court for the win. And Bear River would go on to win the tournament. Kyle Smith is a bad man. And that is your Infinite Performance Play of the Week. Well, that does it for this week's episode. We are officially 18 weeks into the year, but we are far from finished. We've got one more show in 2024 with a special theme as we highlight the best of the fall season next week. Make sure you subscribe here on YouTube and follow along on social media so you don't miss out on any of the coverage provided only here on Premier Preps. I'm Nick Pecoraro. I sincerely wish you all a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, wherever you are. We will see you next week.